Hi everybody, today we're going to have a look at the Multivan. So we've got a vehicle behind me here. This is the standard version of the Multivan, so standard in length. But Multivan's a big thing at the moment, obviously, with the California concept that we've just seen and had a look at. It's based on this platform, a bit being the long version of this. Obviously, when we get a long in, the next time we get that in, we're actually going to show you that in a lot more detail. We can talk a bit more about how the logistics work, etc. We've got a video coming up as well where we'll do a bit of talking about the things that we've seen at Dusseldorf, so it gives you an indication of how that all works and moving forward from here. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's have a look. So we've got the Multivan, striking colour performance on here. So we've got the silver on the top and we've got the energetic orange underneath. Really does set the vehicle off, I think. If I shut this door, let's see it. This is the style model. I've got the electric doors on here, but you can see that black contrast around the side of the vehicle. Really like that, really, really nice. So quite bright on the bottom. I think the silver and the colour combination goes really well, rather than having that white that we see on things like the buzzes and things like that. I think it's quite nice actually in the silver. We've seen it in different ones as well, things like the California with the blue in the silver. So this is a style. This particular one's a diesel. It's the 150 PS diesel that's here with the automatic gearbox. And to remind everybody inside what the Multivan is all about, because I think this is a great vehicle, great family vehicle, great vehicle for moving people, whatever you want to do. So this version that's in here is the 7-seat version. We'll show the extra seats in the back. So driver, passenger seats that's up here, 2 seats that's on here, and then 3 at the back. And the third one at the back obviously can push all the way up. As an option as well, you can go for a conference pack, allow these two to turn around and face back in, like you have on the older Caravelle version. This has got the optional panoramic roof that's in here, which is amazing. Really, really big piece of glass. If you've seen some recent videos looking at the ID Buzz, the long wheelbase version, which is coming next year, that one's got the longest panoramic roof I think that they actually currently make. Plus it's got that button that you press and it goes opaque over the top that's in there as well. So check out that if you've seen any of those videos that's on there. Obviously we haven't seen it yet ourselves. It's just been when it was launched, I think, over in the States. They have some videos and things that are on YouTube. You can have a look at those. Anyway, let's have a look at the back of the vehicle. As I said, this is the standard version as lengthwise goes that's in here. Obviously we've got boot space in here underneath and your shelf that's on the top. But these seats, as we've said in a video before, they can move up and down very easily. So if you want more space that's in there, you can move them forward. You can put them down like this one is here. To give you an idea, you can have this as an armrest. It's got cup holders in there and move that. This one obviously will move all the way forward and go in between the 2 seats at the front. So when I borrowed a couple of these at weekends and things like that as well, that's what I tend to do actually. I tend to move that forward and have that 3 row of seats that's there and then leave the 2 that's in the back actually. I just find it a bit easier using that with everybody that's in there. So plenty of boot space. The long version, which is what the California concept will be available in, and the new California when it comes out. So it'll be 200 millimeters longer than the one that's here approximately. And that obviously then, as you can imagine, will give quite a lot of space actually on the back of the vehicle. And that's what gives that volume size inside as well. So we're going to show you some shots inside here anyway, to give you an idea on the size of it. Because you look inside and you think, oh, it's a lot smaller than a 6.1. Now while I'm standing at the back of the tailgate, it's worth mentioning where this is in relation to my head. And the reason I say that is because on the California concept when I was there, I did realise I did need to duck under. Because obviously under there you had the chairs were in the back of the tailgate as they are in the current California, and it did feel quite a bit lower that's on when we're actually out that vehicle. Be interested to see when it actually arrives, whether that is still the case that's in there, or whether the vehicle is slightly higher. Didn't really check out what wheels were on it as well to give you an idea from on there, but I did feel this was quite low on that California concept, but we'll see how that is. But as you can see, on the standard van or the people carry version, loads of headroom that's in here for you to stand underneath it. And we have got, there's a little note that's coming up now as well, as slide pods have very kindly let us borrow one of their slide pods for the Multivan. And we're going to be featuring that in an upcoming video quite soon as well. So we're actually going to turn one of these into a bit of a camper, to show you what kind of thing you could have with it. That's probably better on the long version one, just to give you that extra space that's in there. But we'll check it out and that video will be coming shortly. So the new California is pretty much going to look very much like this in the front, because this is a standard layout. I think it's really, really good from a driver's perspective. Everything is angled ever so slightly in. Obviously got a big screen that's on it, which is important. You've got digital dash. Obviously from a roof perspective, you're going to have a pop-up roof, a little bit different that's on there. But it's such a nice place to be in the front of here. Got our normal steering wheel that's here. You've got a normal driving high bit visibility, so you're higher up just as you are. We've actually got California directly opposite us at the moment, and I can see from the seats in there, I am slightly lower in this seat than I am on the one that's over there, but only ever slightly, so you've still got that same characteristics of how you're driving it, how it drives around, that's in the vehicle. Everything is just where you need it on the dash, and there's plenty of other storage options as well. So we've got storage up here, we've got another little storage bit in here, and then obviously we've got our glove box that's down here. We've got cup holders and things like that that's in here as well. I would imagine all of those are all going to stay. And then finally on a multivan, something you're not obviously going to get on the new California which comes out, but on the multivan is we've got this multifunction table which can go anywhere along here. You give it a press, we've done one of these before, it comes up, and then you've got little tables that comes out. So if you've got people in the back that want to do some work, or you've got children that want to do some colouring or anything like that, perfect thing for the back of it. And as I said, you can move this in and out and back and forth, and the multivan is going to be no different to the Caravelle. You've got the same kind of setup, but just in a modern feeling of a vehicle. Because of the Volkswagen range now, if you look at what this is really your only true 7-seat vehicle once the 6.1 has finished and moving forward, and it's great versatility. They've got the style model and you've got the entry-level life, but the entry-level life's not entry-level. You get loads of stuff that's on that vehicle. Some might say that's the better one to have because there's a few things on there that you don't necessarily always need, like your electrics, for example, on things like your doors, which is an option, or the tailgate. You can check those vehicles out, check the price out. Very, very reasonable, I have to say, that's there. Can't wait for the California version of this to come out. But as I said, that's a little while off now. We're going to be doing a video as well very shortly, and we're going to be talking about California old versus new, what's coming, etc. that's on there. I'll give you a little insight now. They are two very different vehicles for looking at them, and they will appeal to different people that's in there. Will it affect the sales of the old California? 100% not. I can see that vehicle being as popular as ever, all the way up to the last ones that come off the production line. But we're going to talk you through that in a separate video, give you my thoughts, what I think might happen, what might not happen. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a good chance to have a look at this particular vehicle and go through the multivan one more time. And at the same time as well to talk about the new California as well, some of the things that we've seen. As I said, we've got lots of video content coming up to talk about new California, to show you what we saw at Dusseldorf as well. That particular video, it was quite difficult to do it because, as you could probably see from the video, when we're at Dusseldorf as well, we were there with the public, so didn't get any special access or anything like that to the vehicle. So we can do some more and talk about the things that we've seen in that vehicle. So if you need all that, if you don't subscribe, click the subscribe button. If you want to see more content and continue to get the notifications, click that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.